Hey, and cheers from Ed over at Antique Toys. This is your fortressx review killer. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this guy, so stay tuned. We're gonna find out good, bad, evil, and we're gonna shoot some stuff. Take care. All right, let's have some fun. We've got a fortressx. It's made in 1980. It's made by Takara Toys. Takara Toys is a Japanese company that ended up becoming Tommy Takara in the mid-2000s. It's a 1980 toy, which is pre-barcode, and that's a nice way to identify the age on this particular guy. Gal, I'm going to assume it's a guy. He's got some thing going on there. Great toy. The whole concept behind fortressx is you have commanders or micromen. Here we have Diaclone. That's Diaclone symbol. But within the Diaclone line, you had miniature men or micromen. And the micromen would go inside each of these little containers and shoot out. Okay, on size, we are looking at about 7-inch wide. We're looking at 15.5, pushing 16 inches. Quite large. In the shoulders, we're looking at about 9 inches. The entire toy is quite impressive. These are plastic. A lot of the accessories are plastic, but this entire pelvic hip area is die cast from the middle forward, and it gives a really solid base to the whole toy. If you want some comparison on toys, what we could do is we could take something like this Britain, and you see the Britain is absolutely dwarfed against it, or we could pick something like a 1960s ATC Clown. And you realize this whole toy lineup culminated in the biggest of all big robots. This was pretty well it. You had Great Robot X and you had fortressx, but I've always felt this one's just a little beefier, wider, and more solid. Pew pew! Bah! Deliver! Ah, she's a pew! No. All right, let's have some fun. You got, God knows why, but eyeball head protectors. Potentially, it's a really mundane need. You have to fold it in order to flip up this beautiful cockpit, and you have to fold it to make this side cockpit visible. That's a really interesting attribute. We put the tanks in the bottom here, and look at that. I mean, they absolutely fire out really well, both of these. And we have our little people here, not Fisher Price, but the Micromen. We're gonna spoil ourselves today. Open it up just a little, take a few of these little people out, and you get a chance to see how interesting everything is on this particular lineup. They added bits of metal in there, and yes, wonderful. They added bits of metal here, kind of like the Takara Transformers line, which actually I think came out 1 to 2 years later, but may have been co-designed. Metal plates, magnet feet, metal plates, magnet feet, and just super interesting details like you've got a guy, and again, he's micro guy with legs that move and arms, legs that move and arms that move, and you can drop him in the arm, and lo and behold, he ends up in the cockpit here. And look, boom, right there in the cockpit. I'll show it to you. There you go. And we'll go ahead and say this commander does the same on that side. That whole piece can come off or fold. And just to show how the man who can stick here and can stick here can change. You can drop him in here. Oh no! And he ends up all the way down inside this pit. Did I mention he's in the pit? Okay, so we had this really novel idea. Let's check out the directions. Oh my gosh, this is a mass of information. It talks about rotating ears, points of articulation, right, left. It also talks about sticker application. So actually this one is more sticker application. Shireno, so sticker application. Then it gives you a visual. We got a sheet of stickers. We did not apply them with this toy. It talks about the cockpit, the arms, the pods, and that's where there's a bit of a hole on our quick planning. Only safe cockpit operation. We must put our man in his favorite little pod, and then he can drop through into the car, and as we said before, he can drop through into that area, and he can drop through and go vertically into the cockpit. Nice details of this area ejecting up. So this should potentially shoot up, which is awesome. Hey, I learned something. It's going through the delivery system, and then you can move it right and left with that little yellow delivery system and eventually end up in the arm. So it talks about going left and then down, or right and then down. Oh wow, look at that. Has anybody got a fried brain at this moment? The legs can come off, and it is a partial transformer. It is literally a base. Again, you get the delivery system. So delivery down to the leg off to the side, delivery down to the leg off the side. The arms completely reconfigure. What an amazing toy. Diaclone. Takara. Okay, let us get into the actual catalog, because many of us are curious about what's inside. So here we've got the text. Here we've got some of the features in Japanese. Here we have lines of toys. That particular year, I think it's closer to 81. Good old Battle Buffalo. Double Soldier. Twin Combat. Interesting concept, sky base. Let's not skip ahead. Wow. You can absolutely see where the Transformers illustration style gets worked out a few years ahead of time. Transformers were 84, and this particular fortress base, you can barely see, but it's 1980. So in 1980, they kind of figured out how to do a clash of robots in the background. And then before official TFs, there were car robos with Diaclone line. Number 1, the Countach. 2, the one box van. So forth. Goodness gracious, it keeps going in 1980. We have the amazing illustration. And Diaclone, 1980. All right, let's get into a super duper complicated toy aspect that just, man, I needed some help on. You have your beautiful tank, and you have a driver pod, or like in this case, if you have a driver in there, you put the driver in the tank. He's back for action. He comes here, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this here. You have a lever, and it's like, what's that lever for, and what's this for? It's like, ah, there's a guy there. Okay. There's a lever on the back, right here, labeled in Japanese, and intuitively go down, and the pod goes, and you shoot the next one down. Pew, over. Holy cow, is that a little complicated but cool? Nice, very nice, very complicated. Let us produce the base. I think part of the extra complication of this beastie is the fact that the toy was really kind of meant to transform. And so all those corridors with all kinds of detailing, with all kinds of ingenious things, are labeled in Japanese. Anyways, we're gonna chalk everything up to Goofball Sanford here and say that I didn't know the proper transformation methods, but something like this makes a lot of sense, you know. You've got a really cool base, nice little shields or reflectors. You got the launching details. Looks like we got the bits and pieces in the right spot. There is an activation lever here though. All right, let's transform this guy back. We've got the good old arms. I moved the flaps down. We got these great looking chevrons for the head that pull out. Very, very similar to a lot of Transformer toys, or even a bit like the Godiken and Poppy Toys. The legs come in, they go in nicely, the feet go in. We've got these beautiful plates. I think even that grouping even's metal. I know a lot of the Transformer people loved metal plates, but we have metal plates everywhere. This is such a nice toy in the metal plate department. Drop in our guy in the cockpit. drop him in. He fits right in. So look at that. Beautiful, beautiful toy. All right, overall impression. Wow. Beautiful, big, complicated, packed with lots of amazing firing pieces, tanks that fire, toes, fists. Love it. Love the metal. The design of the face is incredible. The proportions is very symmetrical. It's very Greek. They did it. Takara sat out and they said, if we animate all these great little robot toys with drivers to be lifting people in, like Voltron, let's just do it. Voltron didn't have the cojones. Those designers couldn't do it. Takara, 1980, did it. Super robot mode, amazing. However, the base, very good, but the chutes and ladders, extremely frustrating. Like there's a chute there and you're moving this little cockpit and you can't even get the toy down the chute. You've got the hidden lever, you've got the clear pieces. It was something I'm just gonna say is literally lost in translation. I can redo this review potentially in the future, but I mean, it just kind of goes to the point of toys. Toys are supposed to be designed so that you pick it up. You know, here, it's like, ugh, American toy, push, run, everything's good, bang, 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 sturdy. Or this, you wind up here. You got the designers and the engineers before you got the people to test for what kids can handle. Overly complicated, but you know what? that, I guess, is what ultimately made Diaclone and Transformers tick. You almost have to push your brain towards like a Rubik's Cube. You don't like it, you don't like it, then you learn it, then you love it, then you master it. So this toy really needs to be remastered. I will put a footnote, I'm very careful because, you know, I'm going to wipe off any grease, but I'm careful to not break the plastic. The plastic, although it looks brand new, was produced in '80. So we're looking at like 43, pushing 45 years of age. So I'm going to blame a little bit of it on being tentative and not wanting to snap things off in case I screw up. But gorgeous robot, gorgeous statue, gorgeous base, and I think you need an engineer with translator on your right hip to finish it up. But great toy. Check it out. All right, so there you go. Fortress X and his glory. Hope you enjoyed that review. Please be sure to give us some comments below. You can also email us at toys@AntiqueToys.com. Let us know what you think. Would you like more robot reviews? Hopefully the answer is yes. Have a great day. Be sure to like us. Be sure to subscribe. Check out the swag. We've got gorgeous work by Jay, t-shirts, apparel, and check out all those links below. Take care. Cheers from Ed over at Antique Toys.